Good morning, good morning. I hope you can hear me. It is Saturday morning, 8:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a very special live stream because you chose the topic. I put a poll out asking what subject do you think would, benefit us to talk about for Saturday's live stream? And it was affirmations for self belief. And I shared in yesterday's live stream that I know the word affirmations can really just tune people out. So I got to find another way. I have to figure out it's just the words we repeat to ourselves or the things we say most often. Maybe you can help me figure out another word for affirmations that can keep people listening so we know what we're really here to talk about. We are here to talk about possibility. Hey, hello, Lauren. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. I was telling my husband about you. I showed your little picture yesterday. You're so beautiful, and I'm glad you're here. Welcome to today's live stream. It's a Saturday morning live stream, which feels really special to have a Saturday where you get to choose what you do. Those are my favorite days, are the days that I get to choose what I do today. So Saturday is one of my favorites, and Sunday, I feel really joyous on Sunday mornings. So today we're talking about the affirmations we need to hear, but I was just saying, like, what's another word for affirmations? Like the words we repeat to ourselves, the thoughts we have on loop. I want to step away from the word affirmation only because although I know we're always using affirmations in our regular life and through our thoughts and the things we say, some people just tune out when you use that word. So I don't know if there's another word that you can think of that would describe the things we say regularly. I'm not good at this. I can't do that. I'm not strong enough. I've never done that before. All these things, they're a form of affirmations. They're the words we repeat. They're the stories we tell ourselves. And today's live stream is, oh, thank you. I appreciate you're so cute. You're thinking. Please do help me think. I probably should have Googled it before I started my live stream, but hey, this is real time, real conversations, meaningful conversations about self belief, believing that if it's possible for others, it's possible for you. It's so simple. And I think that we forget that. I think sometimes when we are scrolling, and if you have those apps like Instagram and these other things, they can make you want to. Hi, Jade. My name is Robin, reporting live from Ontario, Canada. We have meaningful conversations here on these live streams where we always leave a little better off than we came in. And today's live stream, I really want to talk about something important that it took me years to work on, like many, many years to work on, and I'm still working on it. But it's self belief. It's believing that it's possible to change your life. It's believing that it's possible for you to have all the things that you want. It's believing that you are capable of learning and growing. And I think that self belief is like probably step one, like our own identity, believing in ourselves, I think is step one for all of this. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Mr. Friend is here. Yes, Mr. Friend. I'm glad you're here. Lauren's here too. We got Jade. Today we are talking about all things self-belief, folks, because it took me years to develop the mindset I have now, and I'm still working on it. I still see areas that I need to work on, but it took me years, and it started with self-belief. It started with believing that it was even possible for me to learn new things and figure stuff out. And it was through a lot of time and energy and effort. Hey, Mr. Friend says, hey, Robin. And he says, hope you're well. Hi, Lauren. Lauren says, hello, mate. I love this. I love this community, this open minded community where your input matters. It was your votes that said, hey, self belief is the topic that we should be talking about on this live stream. And I love it because I've done this for so long that sometimes, because it's now part of my personality, I forget how far I had to come to get here. And I forgot all the work I had to do to get here. And again, I'm still learning and growing, but I do believe in myself. I do believe that the things I want for my future are possible for me. I don't know how. And I'm just kind of exploring and trying new things and just expressing self in all the different forms and creative formats that I actually enjoy. So I'm not doing anything that I don't like, I'm just expressing myself, doing all the things that I find valuable and I know that it's going to lead to something really really beautiful. And in fact it already has. These live streams are something that I look forward to. We've got Vlog says hi and says hi my baby. Hello. Hello my baby. My name is Robin reporting live from Ontario, Canada, where we talk about all the things that we need to hear sometimes, whether it's believing in possibility, believing you're capable of doing hard things, that you don't have to be the same person you were yesterday. If you made a mistake yesterday, you said some things, you promised yourself you were going to go to bed early, you were going to stop scrolling, and then you stayed up till midnight scrolling. Listen, don't beat yourself too much over that, but just know that you don't have to be that person today. We can choose to be different. We can choose to see the world differently. We can use the internet for good, learning about the subjects we need to learn to advance our skill sets so we can become more valuable, make more money. It's possible. I know this from personal experience. I'm not an expert, I'm not a therapist. I'm a regular person on the internet who's seen incredible change in my own life, and I just love brainstorming and sharing ideas. Vlog says, can you tell me what is Canada English pronunciation language? Gosh, I'm not sure. I don't think I understand this question. I'm a Canadian. Oh, Chief, let's see, Chief, I can read your comment. It's English and it's French. Chief, oh my God, Shanif, I can see your comment. It's giving me the option to hold it and hide it. And I'm going to show it because literally this channel is a place where everyone gets a voice. And I'm not recruiting people to think like me. I'm not trying to like convert you to think like Robin from Canada. But I give everyone a voice here. And we've got somebody that's not a fan of the Pride Month. And hey, I think sometimes that in life, there's going to be things that we're not necessarily a fan of. I'm not speaking from my personal example. My personal example is I just let people be. I care about people, but I don't care enough to want to impose my beliefs on them. So that's my perspective. My perspective is, hey, let people be, let them love who they love, let them do what they do, as long as nobody's hurting each other. I'm so focused on how I can improve my life, how I can make more money, how I can be a better mom, a better wife, a better worker, learn new skill sets, and just evolve my character. I'm so focused on myself that other people's thoughts and beliefs, they don't even come up in my mind. And again, I give everyone a voice here on this channel. I read all of your comments, even the mean ones. People have said the meanest things about me on this channel, and I read them and we talk through it. Let me see here. Wait, wait, wait. Pop says, stay up until midnight. I stayed up until 2:50. Yikes. Well, how are you feeling today? My husband and I joke because we're kind of nerdy. We go to bed early, like we're sleeping before 9. I will try to stay up later in the summer, but I wake up between like 3, 4, and 5 o'clock in the morning, and I start my day that time. So it's really hard to stay up late. But also, a lot of people, when they're staying up late, they're just scrolling on their phone. There's nothing after 9 o'clock, unless you're at a good party or you're with some good people. There's nothing on a screen, whether it's your television or your phone, that would add more value than a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep is much more valuable. So that's how I feel. Lauren says cementing self positivity. Boom. I'm a genius. Oh, cementing self positivity. I love that. That's not affirmations. We are just cementing in the things that we want to know and believe about ourselves. They're all true statements, what we're going to talk about. Wish we could hide your face, Dworka. Is it Dworka says? Oh, no. Well, guess what? It's optional to be here. So I know how to hide my face. It's called, whoop, scroll to the next one. This channel's not for everyone, folks. And I get it. I'm just a regular person here, live streaming. I feel in a good place. I feel that I have something that can benefit others because it's benefited me. It's very, very optional. Big Red says, you got huge goggles. Yeah. And you know what? It's getting worse. It's like I can't even see anymore. Mr. Friend says, Dworka, I don't appreciate your comment. Thanks, Mr. Friend. But remember, this place, I find these live streams, when we get a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of everything on here, I do think it makes it more interesting. And I do think that in real time, when you can see that some stranger's words doesn't hurt me, I hope that it reminds you that what other people do, what the government is choosing, what all these things, they don't have to hurt you unless you allow it to. And I love you, Mr. Friend, for always rooting for me. I feel like you're my boy and I appreciate it. So I love the idea that we can see that strangers' comments, folks, like I wish you well. Even the people that say mean things to me, I still wish them well because, in my opinion, I feel like they're hurting a little bit. I do think that people who go on the internet to try to hurt others, I do think that those people are maybe hurting, or maybe they've gone through something, or maybe, they're in a challenge themselves. And that's how they express it. And that's why I never have any hard feelings towards people on these channels. Let me see. No Nut says the best way to change the world is to look in the mirror and make sure you're not the problem before you leave the house every day. Wow. This is not my comment. This is no. Oh my God, my eyes. Maybe I do need bigger glasses. You're right. I need bigger glasses. Is it no or don't? It says the best way to change the world is to look in the mirror and make sure you're not the problem before you leave the house. Folks, are we creating our own problems? Are we creating our own problems with the things that we say, the stuff we notice, um, the energy that we put out there? Sometimes I think we are creating our own problems. I love that message. I love that message. Swanky, where did that one go? Hold on. Swanky says your confidence is sexy. Ooh, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what it is? Confidence, I like that word, but I think it's self-belief, which is the whole purpose of this live stream. I believe that I am a good person and that I have good intentions and that I'm trying to use that in the service of others. And it might look like confidence to you, but it looks to me like just a genuine eagerness to contribute. Excuse me. No. Contribute to the world in a positive way. So I love that. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Mr. Friend says, Chief, you need to learn to be tolerant. Yes. If you are secure in your beliefs, it won't bother you with, yeah, what your child is learning. Oh, did I miss a comment too? But you're right. If we are secure in our own mind and in our own beliefs, and I don't need other people to think like me. And I, in fact, love reading and hearing from other people's perspectives. I think that it gives me an understanding of how others are feeling. And it doesn't mean that I have to feel it too. I love that, Mr. Friend. I love that you're here and that we are all here having an open dialogue about life with strangers from the internet and with some of my favorite people in this community. What do you need to hear? What is it that you think you need to hear? What do you think the world needs to hear? Do you need to hear that if it's possible for others, it's possible for you? Do you need to hear that there's a lot of good in the world, but sometimes we're so focused on these same stories all the time on loop that we miss the opportunity to hear about all the good things, to hear about how we can use the internet for good, to hear that, you know, you can write something in your journal. I can't tell you how many things I've written in my journal, but I worked towards it. I didn't just write it, close the journal, and then go sit on the couch, right? I worked towards it. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I learned skills. I'm learning communication. I find I say a lot on my live streams. I have a handful of filler words. I'm trying to be a better communicator. And that's the stuff I'm trying to learn about content, creating vlogs, all my passions and interests. I spend my time learning about that instead of watching these stories on repeat of all the terrible things that are going on in the world. Oh, I love that. No or don't says the world needs to understand that no one is better than anyone else. Beautiful. I'm glad you said that, folks. Nobody is better than you. See, I really appreciate that comment. I haven't seen your name before, so welcome to the channel. I appreciate your feedback. You're right. And maybe that's the part about the self-belief. I think that, again, I don't have Instagram and some of those other apps that people that I think are a little bit more brainwashing towards the, hey, look at everything I have, look how much money I have, look how beautiful I am, look at my life. I don't ever want this channel to be that. I have a really great life, folks, but there's moments of struggle, there's moments of sadness. We've had to go through a lot to get where we are. We're still working on it, right? So I need people to know that you're right. There is no one better than you. They might, in this moment, have a bigger bank account. Maybe they've got longer hair. Maybe their job title is more, you know, something more interesting than yours, but they're not better than you because of that. That's just one small part. I need us to focus on our strengths. So instead of focusing on what you think somebody else has, I need you to focus on what you have. Do you have the internet? Do you have a library card? Do you have the eagerness and the mindset to think like, hey, you know what? I can learn a skill set. I could try to make more money. I could do a little side hustle. I can start working out. I can stop staying up late. I can get more sleep. I can pick better food choices. I mean, a lot of these are the things I'm working on myself, folks, not as an expert. Lawrence is very true. Mr. Friend says, I'm struggling to get over my past. Yeah, I disassociate at times and I did things that I wouldn't normally do, and I'm still dealing with the consequences. And I love your honesty, Mr. Friend, because I think you speak for a lot of people. I think you speak for a lot of people when you say that there's things in your past that keep coming up and they don't make you feel good about yourself. I think a lot of us are dealing with that. And there's two things. I think one of them, and again, I'm not a therapist, folks. This is just an internet live stream. This is YouTube, okay? I'm not a therapist, but I'm sharing my perspective. And Mr. Friend, I think, oh, look at Lauren, what she said. Acceptance and motivation to change are key, Mr. Friend. You've already taken the first steps. See? This is Lauren talking to Mr. Friend, one friend to another. I'm trying. My actions affected lots of people. Mr. Friend, you sound like you have a really big conscience. And I think that people who have a big conscience and a big heart, they hurt more when they've made a mistake. And that's actually not something to penalize yourself for. I think if we can flip it, we can say, wow, this person cares so much and is hurting so much about something that affected a lot of people, that just means you have a very big heart. Because if you didn't, it wouldn't impact you today. You just get over it. Like every other person that does these things, they don't even realize what they've done. They don't even realize how many people they've hurt. Mr. Fred says, thank you, Lawrence. Excuse me. Thank you, Lauren. Mr. Friend, I think what you've proven today in this live stream is that you have a big heart and you have a big conscience. So use that heart now to move forward from it. And like you said in the last live stream, I think you mentioned there are some things that you can fix, which is great. Other things we can't necessarily fix, but going forward, you can bring that new understanding to yourself. I love that. Is it Styko says, nice house. Is it for sale? Thank you. You know, our environment's really important to us. My husband and I, we drive old cars. I've shared it on my vlog. My husband has a car where the window goes like this. It's 2005. It's rusting out. We need a new car. But our home, our environment, one of the most important things. We really love a beautiful space to create and just a place to be in. So thank you for that. Lauren says, ditto. I blew my family apart. Oh, I'll never be the same. I have to live with the consequences. But thank God I've been able to accept what happened and make amends and also grow. You will get there, Lauren says to Mr. Friend. I will try, Robin. And Mr. Friend gave Lauren a heart. Absolutely. Trying is all we can do, I think. Like, none of us can snap our fingers and forget the past or just become this new person. But I think you said it right in your comment. Try. That's all we can do. We can only try. We can try to read the books to get over any shame that we feel. We could try to listen to the podcast. We can try to journal. We could try to make new decisions. We can try to share our story, with people that you trust and you're comfortable with to talk through it and work through it and find solutions. And I think contribution, I was listening to Ed Milet this morning. I didn't get to finish it, but he was talking about, he said something and he mentioned contribution and I was like, oh my God. It turns out contribution is one of the most fulfilling things. And I don't mean, contributing with your money. If you could afford to do that, that's wonderful. Contributing with your time, contributing with your words, contributing with your energy. I feel like these live streams are a way for me to contribute all the things that I've learned that have helped me become more resilient and feel happier each day. Not happy all the time, every moment, but I feel like the ideas that I'm contributing are actually quite fulfilling. And this beautiful community that we have here, on YouTube has been so joyful and brought so much joy to my life and energy and enthusiasm, and now I get to notice all the little life lessons and these micro lessons that keep coming my way each day because I get to share it with you. Maybe find your way to contribute. Maybe you could volunteer at your son's school. Well, I know it's summer for you, but maybe in September you can volunteer at your son's school once a month, or be on the lunch program and just step outside of your comfort zone and give to others. It doesn't have to be money, but there's so many ways that you can contribute, and I do find that contribution is very fulfilling. Maybe that's something that you can try. Lauren says, as long as you can prove your thing was a mistake, and not a personality trait, excuses instead of intentionality, bad by changing behaviors and showing over time, you'll get there. No one is beyond forgiveness, Mr. Friend. We all can be forgiven. That's such a beautiful statement, Lauren. Thank you for bringing that perspective here. I'm so glad you guys are here today. It was not a personality trait, Mr. Friend. You made a mistake. You made a wrong choice. You made a bad decision. It doesn't mean it's who you are. It was that moment, that time in your life. And clearly it's not who you are, or else you wouldn't feel bad about it. I hope so, Lauren. Absolutely. Folks, again, that's all we can do is try. That's all we can do. Like, if we keep beating up ourselves over these past mistakes, then um, we waste that opportunity to let it help us become a better person. Maybe those mistakes we made and those bad choices, or we took the long way to get somewhere, or that thing we said, maybe that helps us grow into the next version of ourselves. That was the old piece of you. Now you're growing into the next version of yourself. Lauren says, as long as you have hope, you always have a reason to try. Ooh, Lauren, I love that. I do think society has lost their hope. And I think that's why people feel a lot of doom and gloom because it's very hopeless. They almost feel like, what's the point? What's the point in trying? So I love this, Lauren. I love your feedback. Thank you for your honesty, Mr. Friend. I think you add so much value, you guys, to these live streams. Let's talk about self belief. What are the affirmations we need? Oh, look at this. No or don't says you are literally not the same person you used to be. Yes, figuratively and literally. Apparently, all the cells in our body change over, and we are figuratively and literally not the same person. So, no or don't. That message is also so important for all of us, but especially Mr. Friend. You're not the same person, plain and simple. You're not that person. And maybe you can take comfort in knowing that I'm not that person anymore. And who you are now, you get to create. We get to create each day. So, what are some of the things that you need to hear? Let's put it in the chat. If there's an affirmation, if there's a concept or an idea or something that you need to hear, please do. If you're comfortable putting in the chat, I would love to read it. You know, I need to hear that I'm going to improve a little bit each day. A little bit each day, I'm going to get better. I have the ability to change. I have the ability to change. You have the ability to change. Why not you? Why not me? Um, I can have the things I want with energy, effort, and time. I can have the things that I want with energy, effort, and time. We can't snap our fingers. We can't just wish for it and do the same actions we've always been doing. We have to do something different. We have to take action. Start with small baby steps. If it's possible for others, it's possible for you. I say that all the time, and I'm going to be saying that forever. That one I've really believed so much so that I have been able to ask for what I want, say what I need, and I am shocked at how many things have come my way just from being able to say it and ask for it. If you asked me, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I wouldn't even have asked. I wouldn't even have asked because I didn't even think it was possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grow and evolve the more we do and say and learn. So if we can just focus on learning a little bit, focus on that understanding that we're not the same person, focus on the hope, like Lauren said, that we have once we have hope, we can try. And that's so beautiful. Robin is there to face. Oh, yeah. Robin, is there a face on your rug behind you? Yes. This is the face of the Canadian $100 bill. Now, ask me who that face is. I should probably know it. Hold on. Ah, it's Sir Robert Borden. It's Sir Robert Borden. Okay. I know it's sick. Ha ha ha. That's my money rug, Mr. Friend said. Yes. Folks, I used to have a lot of money blocks. I, again, where my life started versus where it is today is so completely different that you would never, you would never even think the two would ever be the same person. And I had to get over a lot of money blocks, a lot of money blocks, all those same things that people hear. Oh, money, you're greedy if you desire money, and money doesn't grow on trees, and people do a lot of evil things. All of those things that we heard, a lot of us heard, I actually used to believe them. So I used to stick I ordered from a website like this. It's like Play Money, and I used to stick it around my house. And when I'd see it, I'd think to myself, money flows freely and easily. And when good people make more money, they do more good. And once I started hearing that and rehearsing that and knowing, hey, it is true because like I'm already a good tipper and I love doing little random acts of kindness. I'm already pretty generous with my words and just little small things. So I know when I make more money, I do more good. It's true. So I had to brainwash myself. I know people don't like that word, but folks, we're being brainwashed anyway, whether we like it or not. The things we're listening, they have an imprint on our mind. I had to brainwash myself to realize that I was capable of earning more money, doing more good for the world, and that it wasn't greedy or selfish to desire wealth and prosperity. There's nothing selfish about it. I got a money rug. That's the Canadian $100 bill. I got another money rug in the front. I have, so I used to have bills everywhere, but then, if like a delivery driver stepped in for something or whatever, they would see it and be like, "What's that about?" So I took some of them down, but it worked. It's still working. It's still working. When I see the money carpet, it reminds me that when good people make more money, they do more good. That's it. And power and money are just a reflection of the person who's holding it. You could be a really good person with a lot of money and a really good person with power and influence if you use it for good. I love this. Yes, that is the money rug, Mr. Friend says. No, or not. Through focus and devotion, the universe will yield to me. Know it or don't says, through focus and devotion, the universe will yield to me. I think the universe is on our side. I think you're absolutely right. I think God, the universe, whatever it is you think, if you truly believe it and you've got that good intention and you're working towards it, I think that we become unstoppable. And the universe is right there with us. Like it wants us to thrive. God wants us to thrive. Whatever you believe, I'm selective with my words because I believe in God and I believe that universe, God's the same thing. But I know some words scare people off. And my intention is more to get the message out. Um, than to have you think and believe what I think. I just want you to know that the world is on your side. It really is. Mr. Friend says, "You are right. I felt it didn't deserve, oh, I felt I didn't deserve wealth and I self destructed it when it did happen." Gosh, that's such a common story, Mr. Friend. We hear that a lot, a lot. And the fact that you know that now, and the fact that you were able to build wealth for yourself at one point just goes to prove to you that it's possible. You already did it, you already saw it. There's no reason why you can't do it again. And now, all the lessons you learn, you're a different person when you get that wealth again. And I know you do amazing things. You already do. Lauren says, "Is your money plastic like ours?" Now, yeah, it's got like a coating where you can't rip it. Oh, do I have any money in this? Oh, I don't have my real wallet here. I should show you some of our Canadian money. Remind me, maybe the next live stream. It's different colors of money and you can't rip it, but it doesn't fully feel plastic, but you can't rip it. So it definitely has a plastic coating. I can't remember what the UK money looks like. Mr. Friend says it's okay for us to be wealthy and happy. Yes, and we can do good things. Yes, let's say that. It's okay to be wealthy and happy. It means we can do good things. It really does. And I need you to believe that that's true. That's such an important affirmation, and money flows freely and easily. And when good people make more money, they do more good. And I feel like I took a lot of comfort in that. And again, I had to really brainwash myself visually and mentally and through the things I listened to. I read an amazing book. I've talked about it before by Jen Sincero. It says, You're a Badass at Making Money, it's called. I did all the journal prompts in that book. I read it. I believed in it. I saw, and it's really well written. It has bad words in it. So if you're not a fan of bad words, it's not, it might not be for you. But if you're a fan of a good read that makes you feel like a changed person after, I would recommend this book. And within 6 months, through work and energy and effort, obviously, I had started to transform my life. I had a better job, and it just opened up a whole new world for me. And it still is. It still is. I should probably reread that book. They say when you read a book again in the future, you're not the same person when you read it, so you get different value out of it. Same with a movie. Have you ever watched a movie again another year later and you notice different things or you felt something else? It's because we are a different person when we read it again. Right? I love this, guys. This is beautiful. Mr. Friend says, and when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. The Alchemist. Ah, Mr. Friend, that's the book you were telling me about. Thank you. Ah, what's it called again? Oh, the money book. It's called You. She has a series. It's called You Are a Badass. Like any one of her books are good, but the You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero, spelled Sinciro, I think. But if you type in You're a Badass, you'll see her book series. But you could buy it used. You can go to the library. It's worth buying it though. I typically stopped buying books and go to the library. And then if it's a really good book, I'll buy it just so I don't have a million things in my house. We've moved a lot of times and I want to be mindful of only keeping what I really, really value and hope that my son will read it one day or that I'll read it again. But that book is worth the money. Whatever price it is for you, I think personally that book is worth the money, but try it at the library first. Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass at Making Money. Do the journal prompts, read the book, keep an open mind. It really, for me, was the catalyst to get me. It was just, I can't, one day I'll be able to tell more, but because I'm still in it, I have to be very mindful of the words and the things I say. Let's see. No One or Not says, I like the old American green cash. Oh, it's a lot different now. Why is the American cash not green anymore? I can't remember. But sometimes I think because it's all green, like once you get older and everything looks green, you might think your $10 bill is yeah, 10, but it's really 100. Who knows? So for the Canadians, every bill has a different color. So it's really easy to identify. You're not going to pick up the purple bill and think that it's it's the green bill or the blue bill, right? So, but I haven't seen US money in a while. Lauren says, could you post a photo on the community page? Yes, let me write this down. Post a photo of our money. Post the Canadian money on the community page. Yeah, you're so cute. I love that. I love this community. Or a link. Oh, you mean for the book? Oh, for the book. Oh, the book too. Sorry, I misunderstood. So the book, yes. I believe that I have it somewhere already, maybe in one of my vlogs. I talked about that book because it was so life changing. Um, I've talked about it on my channel, on my vlog. So yeah, I'm going to post the Canadian money because I thought that's what you meant. But I'm also going to post that book on the page because, like I said, if I could tell you all, like I would wish I could tell you all of it, but I can tell you that it literally transformed. And within 6 months, I had a different job and a title and a title. And normally I'm not a title person. I just want to have a good job, make a good living, serve others, and sign out and live my real life. But some titles help unlock other things for you. And it was all like this beautiful momentum that started after reading that book. So I love it. Let's see. Hold on, wait. I want to read your stuff here. Okay, wait. Please read. I want to read this. Okay, is it Chantel? Chantel Stevens says, please read. Hi. Hi. Hi, Chantel. I haven't seen your name before. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Lauren says, yeah, but the money, yeah, is a good idea too. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to post both. I'm going to post both. Thank you for that. Know it or don't says, I think Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. I'm glad you're here. You're perfect for this channel. I love your insights. You're right, folks. Whatever we believe, we can conceive, we can achieve. But sometimes we're using our brain power at such a low level. And it's like we're in survival mode. We're like, oh, can I just get through the week? Oh, can I just finish this? We are missing an opportunity to use this powerful thing between our ears to create the life we want through thinking about it, through noticing. I know action boards get a bad rap, but I'll tell you, they help identify what you want for yourself. Some people, if I asked you right now, what do you want for yourself for your future? It'd be like, I want money. I want a mansion. But what do you really want? You know what you really want? You want fulfillment. You want happiness. You want love. You want joy. You want excitement. And you think sometimes that these physical things get it. And yes, on the vision board, we stick images of physical things. But the truth is, folks, it's the emotions we're after, it's the feeling we're after. Because if you sat in a mansion and, you know, you still felt sad because the love of your life just left, it doesn't matter how big your house is, you're going to be hurting. So let's focus less on the material and more on the emotions and the feelings that we want. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel excited on a Monday. I want to be creative. I want to feel so much love and passion and excitement. That's what I want. And certainly there are a handful of material things that can get us there, but I think the focus, the real focus is on the emotions. Thank you so much for sharing this. This is beautiful. What are we doing? Chantel says. We are sharing all good things. We're having an insightful dialogue about some of the things we're going through, what we want for our future, what words do we need to hear to encourage ourselves to believe in possibility, to believe in our capabilities, to believe that we can have the life we want with a little bit of energy and effort and intention. Our intentional use of the internet to find the things that we want to help us feel good, feel a little energy, a little energized that make us want to go outside, maybe lift a weight, maybe eat an apple instead of toast today because I'm hungry and I'm like, do I want toast? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to use the internet for good. And I love that this community is such a special place where we get to do this. That's what we're doing, Chantel. I'm glad you're here. Lauren says everyone should post different money. Oh, see how many different types we can get. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Post, yeah. If you live in a different country and you have different currency, maybe I wonder if you can comment on my community post by sticking an image. Like if your comment can hold an image, that I'll do a post with the Canadian money, what it looks like, and the book that I read that transformed myself and my income. And then you guys can post pictures of the different money from your country so we can all get a little sense of where everyone's from, what our money looks like, and we can remind ourselves that when good people make more money, they do more good. It is not greedy to desire more wealth, folks. It is not greedy to want to have peace of mind. It's actually very beautiful because you really can do more good when you have more money. So I love that idea, Lauren. Hey, Theo's here. Hey, got no audio right now as I'm out with my younger sister and my mom saw you were live and just thought I'd say hi. Hi, Theo. I hope you're doing well and have a lovely rest of your live stream. We're going to say hi to Theo. He has no sound, but we're going to let him know that we read. Hi, Theo. Okay. Hi, Theo. Can you see that? Hi, Theo. You have no sound, but we're here. We're glad you're here. Say hi to your mom and your sister. See, folks, this is a special community. This is a special community of like minded people, not recruiting to think like us, but just to feel like there is more possibility and hope in the world and that we are capable and that we could use the internet for good. Such simple messaging, but probably some of the most important messaging that we need to hear now more than ever. Theo, you can rewatch this live stream after. We did a special shout out to you and your mom and your sister. If you write their names, I'd love to read it. Mr. Friend says, I still want to buy a copy of The Alchemist for you. Oh, if you get time, please check your list and set to share the address with third parties. It won't show. Uh, Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's so sweet that you want to buy me a book. I love that. I think that books are such a beautiful gift, especially when you gift it to it. Like I've gifted a book before. And then I realized later it's not everybody is as grateful for a book, and maybe at the time of their life they can't, but I think a book, like when you read something and it changed you and then you want to give that to others, I think it's a very beautiful thing. So I love that about you, Mr. Friend. Hey, Lauren says hi to Theo. Hey, Theo says hi, Lauren. Oh, that's so cool. Then we can see how far you travel on each live. Wow, this is beautiful. No or not says, I want my time. Absolutely. Mr. Friend says, time is our most valuable asset. And know it or don't says, Manly Hall said, happiness is a byproduct of good living. Agreed. Guys, I love everything you've written here. I do think time is the most important. Um, and the way we use our time. And I think right now with social media, and listen, I fall into this too. Despite the fact that I'm selective with what I watch, I still catch myself listening to something while I was getting ready. I'm cleaning my house. I got to listen to something. I'm always playing music. If I'm outside, I'm all, you know what I mean? So I catch myself too with this urge to have something on all the time, despite the fact that I'm selective and I always pick things that are helping me feel energized. But still, we have to step away from the screens. And it's pretty interesting that I'm on a live stream telling you to step away from your screen. But I think we all need that reminder, folks. We all need that reminder to have our hobbies. The time is the most important. And if we're spending our time looking at our screens all the time, that might be one of our biggest deathbed regrets. As they say, if you even have a chance to think, some people, it happens so quickly, you don't even have a chance to reflect, I imagine. I mean, knock on wood, I hope I live a long, healthy life. I hope all of you do, and my family and our friends and your family included. Some people don't have a chance to regret. Some people don't have a chance to lay on their deathbed and think. But I would imagine that screen time will be a huge, huge deathbed regret. And if we can maybe understand that now, switch it up a bit, take our power back, be selective with the things that we watch, and then set boundaries. And again, I know this from personal experience. I am blasting music, listening to podcasts, when I have free time. I work in complete silence when I do my real work day. Somehow complete silence is my preference, but then after that, something's always on, right? And I am actively working on that, and then I have stages where it's harder and not, but um I think, like Lauren said, we got to try. Just have to try. We have to be aware of it. We got to put the phone down. And at least, the very least, if we don't put the phone down, be selective with what you watch and listen to. It has an imprint on what you think of the world and what you believe in yourself. And if you know that, you can use the internet to transform yourself. I have. I have. I love that. Know it or don't. See, Lauren loves your comment. Happiness is a byproduct of good living. I can tell you one thing I do have a lot of in my life, and knock on wood, I feel very lucky. I got a lot of love and affection and passion. My husband is so loving and affectionate and passionate that it's one of my biggest blessings of my lifetime. And I feel so lucky. And I feel that love and affection and passion, I end up carrying this sort of lightness with me and this sort of, you know, I think it's all connected. Like you said, the way we live has a connection with that energy that we put out there. So I'm selective with what I watch and listen to. I don't spend time or with a lot of negativity. I do have some, colleagues and people that share things that are challenging with them, and I do welcome people to come to me to share things. But I just want to make sure that I'm very mindful that not every conversation I'm having is about problems and society and work. And that's why I do these live streams so we can have meaningful conversations that are empowering and energizing. That's why I did this, and it's been so rewarding. Let me see. Mr. Friend says, I read that people on their deathbeds regret working too much and not spending time doing what they enjoy. You're right. 100%. Absolutely. It's 100% true. And that's why we have to make an effort to do what we enjoy. Is it? Oh my God. Manuter? Manuter says, you're on the phone. Yeah, you're right. You called me out on it. I am on the phone. I am on the phone intentionally. That might be the difference. I am absolutely on my phone right now, but this is an intentional live stream with an intentional topic, with an intention to serve. And it's become my hobby too. So I think the difference with me being on my phone live streaming and doing this and me being on my phone scrolling is that when we scroll, we're not being intentional. We're kind of just letting the feed tell us what we watch next. What we're doing here is very, very intentional. We are using the internet intentionally to promote optimism, to promote community and believing in possibility and maybe sharing some ideas and tips and affirmations and words and phrases and books. We're talking about books here, for God's sakes, right? This isn't some random thing that you just come upon while you're scrolling. We're talking about real important subjects that matter and in a light-hearted way. It's in a light-hearted, fun way. But when you get off this live stream, like there is nothing that I said here that isn't 100% true. And again, I'm not recruiting people to think like me. I want you to think like the elevated version of yourself. But I do need you to know that we have more power over our life than we believe. Minuter, I hope I'm saying your name right, says, stop caring about the outcome of humanity and you'll be just fine. George Carlin quote. You know what? That's an interesting perspective. And I think it can be read in two different ways. I love that you shared that. Welcome to the channel, by the way. I've never seen your name before. So thank you for contributing to this conversation. Stop caring about the outcome of humanity and you'll be just fine. It's interesting. I have a way of what's it called when you can argue both sides? I don't know what that's called, but I'm able to argue both sides in a lot of things. So I'm going to give you two different ways that I read that. And please do share yours, folks. Anybody that has any input, stop caring about the outcome of humanity and you'll be just fine. This is a George Carlin quote. And I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Minuter? I hope so. Maybe you could spell it phonetically. Devil's advocate. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, playing devil's advocate. See, you both are right. Look, you guys all wrote that. Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate then. Although that word, the D word, makes me feel weird. So here we go. One is I do want to care about humanity. And that's why I do these live streams, because I feel like I have something positive to contribute. And I hope that it kind of helps whoever finds it think a little bit more openly. But then the other thing that I do agree with that statement is that if we care about everything all the time, we will be so weighed down by all the problems in the world that we can't be fine. Like we cannot be fine if we are thinking about all the terrible things that are going on in the world. But at the same time, it's a beautiful intent to like I'll be honest, when I go to the gym, anyone that makes eye contact with me, I give them a little nod or a little smile. And there was one young man that came in and he was so closed in and he went to the water fountain like this. And both my husband were on the same machine facing the water fountain. And he reminded me of one of my nephews, except different hair. And he looked so much like my nephew, but he looked down and he glanced up at me and I gave a warm smile and he looked away very quickly. And I thought, gosh, you know, I hope that whatever little contribution I can do helps. Excuse me. So I think we can, as one person, make a difference in the world. We can't change humanity, but I do think one person can make a difference and there's a ripple effect. And if you can have a warmth to you where people feel a little bit welcomed, a little bit comfortable, a little less uneasy about you, go for it. Do it. And I think if you do it enough times, I do it in all my evals. I do it when I like hold the door open for people. If there's a car beside me and we're both stopped at a red light and we happen to make eye contact and I give them a little nod, nothing crazy like some psycho lady, but there's something that we all can do that improves humanity just a little bit. So I think it's worth it. Thanks, folks. Let me see. We've got a new name here. Is it Shrin? Shrin says, Beast is coming soon. It is true. The Beast System 2030. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that term. I hope it's a good thing. I'm not sure what that means. Please do elaborate. My name is Robin reporting live. This is a live stream channel. Again, I'm not a therapist. I did do a coaching certification last year because I wanted to be prepared for these live streams and I wanted to educate myself. on some of the things that could best serve this community. But I am just a regular person on the live stream, sharing the things that have helped me improve my mindset, which improved my relationships, which improved my life, which improved my income, which improved the value that I'm able to bring to my job, to my personal life. And now I'm working on my strength and health and eating habits because that's the part where I'm not doing the best that I can, if I'm being honest. Okay. So I have a long way to go too, folks, but I do love this medium of us sharing everything we're learning, our the ideas, different perspectives, um, and just coming together to say, like, hey guys, we don't have to all think the same, but we can all get along and share our inputs. We would never hate someone if they didn't like the same music as us. Then why would we hate someone if they believed in a different politician? Maybe they're watching a different channel. Whenever I hear different people telling me about politics, all I think is it depends on what channel you watch. If you watch that channel, you think one way. If you watch that channel, you think another. And I just let people think what they want. And I just step out of the subjects that I'm not well versed on. Um, and I'm okay with saying I don't know a lot about that. Let's see, Red. Oh, hey, Red Australia, I remember your name. We need to be doing a lot more. Absolutely. And again, we can't impose our beliefs on others, but we as individuals can do a lot more. We could try to bring a little light to situations, conversations. In my role, in my career, I run into a lot of things that need solutions, okay? And I make sure that as I find these solutions, I am treating everybody with the utmost respect. You can make all kinds of mistakes. And I can say, hey, I told you in that last message it needs to be XYZ. But I will always treat people with the utmost kindness and respect because I don't know what they're going through. Maybe they made that mistake because their kid is sick, or they're taking care of their elderly parents, or their workload. Like, I just give people grace, and I find that I get a lot of grace. So I do think that whatever we put out into the world reflects back at us, and we have so much more power, and we can make a difference as one individual. Okay, let's see. Shrin says, I hope I'm saying your name right, Eli. It says, making plans for slavery system like Agenda 2030. Again, I'm not familiar with that. And I hope that if this is something that you're listening to and following, if at all it's making you feel fearful for the future, I just want you to know that there's a lot of good things that are happening in the world that can make you feel hopeful. And there's a lot of power and control and things you can learn to improve your skill set and to prove to you that humanity has a lot of good people. There's much more good in the world than bad, but the news and some of our feeds, I mean, that's not interesting. This is less interesting. Like this live stream talking about positivity is less interesting than some outrageous story of hate and anger and evil. That will get more views than my live streams will. And that sucks. It really sucks. Not because I want my live streams, but because I want good to prevail. I want stories of goodness to be flooding our feed and reminding us. But unfortunately, I guess as humans, we're clicking on the outrage and the anger and frustration. And then it becomes a loop. The more you click on it, the more the algorithms just keep presenting to you what you're already interested in. So you got to take that power back, my friend. You got to take that power back. Red Australia says, ooh, I'm in Bali at the moment. It's a holiday vacation island of Indonesia. The people here and culture are absolutely amazing. Wow, Bali. What a beautiful blessing. That sounds amazing. I would love to see that. You see, folks, let's be happy for others. When other people are doing something that you want, it means it's possible for you. You know what? One day I get to go to Bali too, and I'll remember this and say, I heard it was beautiful. Hey, one of our wonderful community members says the people and culture are amazing. How exciting is that? I'm so happy for you. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing your name. Shrin says, may be won't be too much on conspiracy theories. Oh, forgive me, I must have misread it. May won't be too much on conspiracy theories. Listen, I imagine that there are some theories that are absolutely true, and some theories that are far-fetched. And the truth is, folks, a lot of it stuff we'll never really know. The internet has an endless amount of stories supporting every single thing you could possibly find. There will be stories to support every thought. So it's really important for us when we read and hear things to take it with a grain of salt. I worked with two people that treated me very, very well. Good, well meaning people. But they were so focused on conspiracy theories that A, their health was declining, um, and B, their relationships were terrible. And they were so focused on these theories that they would present these things. Look at this, Robin. And I would say, well, guys, I'm just doing my work right now. Let me finish the. And they kept telling me all this stuff. And like, if I told you some of the stuff that they told me, whether it's true or not, it was like, okay, guys, like, I don't want this doom and gloom. Like, I'm here trying to encourage you instead of listening to this news channel all day. Why don't we put a little healing frequencies on or some instrumental music and you could tap your finger to it. And they tried for a bit. They tried for a bit. And then they went back to the news all day long. And all I heard while I was working was rape, kill, murder, death, evil. Like that's what the news repeats all day long. If you put the news channel on, you can listen to it for 5 minutes and you will hear all of those words I said repeated multiple times. And it has an imprint on you. It really does. And they were always angry and little minor things made them angry all the time. So whenever I hear the word conspiracy theory, I feel so much compassion that a lot of good people get caught up in these things and it changes the quality of your life. It will change the quality of your life. So I do welcome you to another perspective. And that is that there's good in the world too, but you have to seek it out. It's not going to come to you now, especially if you've trained your feed that these are the things that you're interested in. I would encourage you to look for some good stories. Do you meditate? Shrin says, you know what? I don't. And I know intuitively I should. I know that intuitively I should just sit right here in the morning because I wake up and it's still dark and I should just be with my thoughts. And I get a lot of ideas in the morning and a lot of stuff comes to me and then I start creating my content and I post things and I think I would be better served with meditating. And whether that's the right word, just sitting in silence, being with your own thoughts, if you want to call it meditating, just having a moment with yourself. I know I'll be better served doing that. But because we go to the gym in the morning and then I start my job at 8 o'clock and the gym is like 25-minute drive back, then but I have to prioritize that. So thank you for reminding me. Red Australia says, yes, respect is so important. Oh my God, I must be in backlog with the comments. I'm so sorry. But you're right. Hold on. April says, hi. Hi, April. Let's see. Shrin says, life is powerful with positiveness. Yes, knowing self, everything is finding the self and, you know, ignoring negative and loving and serving the people and nation. Absolutely. And I just want you to know that for the record, folks, like I'm not happy and positive all the time. I have those moments too. Frustration. I have a teenager, you know, that's when I see it the most. That's when I see myself like, I can handle strangers saying things, I can handle work matters, I keep my composure 90% of the time. But when it comes to being a parent, I find that my emotions, I'm wearing them on my sleeves. I'm still working on that. That's my biggest area of not being able to just stay composed. It hurts, you know? So, again, I have areas to work on. I hope you know that. Know it or not says one of the best things I've done for myself is limit news. Yeah, watching it almost to zero. Absolutely. I mean, they say we have to be informed, right? And we will be. But it is like the amount of news stories and bad stories you get from a 5-minute clip is more than, say, 10, 15 years ago that people would have gotten in an entire year or maybe an entire decade for that matter. It cannot be good for the human mind to hear all of that. It's very heavy. April says, very much true. I stopped watching the world news as well as local news as much. Yeah, it was all negative stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sit on the money rug. No one or not says, I'm wearing a skirt, so I can't really sit on the live stream. You'll get a shot there. You'll get an interesting shot. Hey, I might get more views for that shot. But listen, April, you're right. And again, I'm not suggesting people like, hey, have your blinders on, don't listen, don't talk about anything negative. That's not what I'm saying. I hope you know that what I'm saying is that there's way more to the world out there. than just this slice that we see on the news and on our feed. And if we can take control and understand that, then we can literally change the way our brain works. Again, I'm not a scientist, but all of these things embed something in our mind. It embeds a perspective on the world. It embeds what we notice about society and other people. I can't tell you, when I walk into a room, like my eyes automatically go to like, oh, that lady, that color of orange looks so good on her, or that woman's bracelet matches her necklace, it looks so pretty, or the way the sunlight is shining through the window, or like I have become trained to notice beauty and trained to notice what my eyes like and what I appreciate. But I could have easily walked into that room and be like, oh, look at this guy. He looks miserable. Or, oh, I would have never worn that top with that pants. I could have easily done that too. Or, oh, it's so hot in here. Oh, God. Right? I mean, I've walked into the same room with different people who have a completely different perspective of the same room that we're both in. The difference is our thoughts and our minds. So if we know that and we can understand that and learn about the brain and human biases and that humans default to, err on the negative side, and that's from evolution to protect themselves. If they heard a little rustle in the bush, they had to think it was an animal eating them. They couldn't be like, oh, it's probably just some kids playing. Like we had to be fearful back in the caveman days. It's different now. So again, I'm not a scientist, but I'm encouraging you here to use the internet for good, to believe in yourself, to believe in possibility, to create the life you want by being very intentional with the use of the internet. Oh, know it or not. You're so cute. See, I misread your comment. So, know it or not said, sit on the money rug. And my brain went to, he's asking me, or she, I'm not sure, was asking me now, and I was wearing a skirt. And then you're like, no, I was talking about when you meditate. Sit on the money rug, lady, not now. Thank you for clarifying. And you're right. Isn't this the perfect spot to meditate? It is. This is actually a very beautiful room. Purposely didn't put a lot of furniture in it. I don't know if you can see that. I purposely didn't put a lot of furniture in this room. When my son was younger, we used to play tag because this is a bungalow. So it's long. It's a long house because it's a bungalow. It's only 1,800 square feet, but it's a bungalow, right? So it's 1,800 straight square feet. So my son and I used to play tag, and one of the spots, well, this was a different chair back then. Um, that was like home base. So if you can run there without getting tagged, it meant you were safe. And I just love the freedom of having a big open space. So this room, you're right, is a perfect spot for meditating. Um, and I appreciate this. Folks, this has been an incredible live stream. Again, self-belief. I know, I hope we got to talk about a little bit about it, but I need you to believe that the life you want for yourself is possible. It has to start there. Nothing will work if we don't believe that it's possible. And if it's possible for others, it's possible for you. When you see anybody living the life you want, doing what you want, having what you want, just know that it's possible for you, and work on that inner self belief. And that means trying hard things, stepping out of your comfort zone, learning some subjects, reading some books, maybe journaling, maybe lifting weights. You know what you have to do. I think we all intuitively know what we have to do. Humans are very smart. We know what we have to do. I say do it. Hey, Tom just made it to the live stream. Tom, I haven't seen your name in so long. I miss you. How are you and Amanda? Oh, Tom, I'm going to be logging off shortly. I'm so glad you're here. I miss you. I hope you get a chance to rewatch this live stream. We were talking about self-belief. We have some beautiful people on here sharing some real words of wisdom, and you would have loved it. Tom, I hope to see you on the next one. I'm going to schedule my upcoming live stream. Tom says all is well. I love to hear that. Tom and I actually did a live stream once where it was just us two on the live stream, and we were doing a live like journaling scrapbooking session where we stuck images, and it was by far one of my favorites to do that. And we've done that group journaling one. I'd love to do that again. Sticking the images we want, talking about what we want. Maybe we could do a live stream about confidence or whatever subjects, like I welcome your feedback on the community page, any posts that I make. If you want to write down some of the subjects that you're interested in, some of the topics, I can't tell you, like, literally, this format of live streaming has been one of the most rewarding things for me. It helps me understand myself, understand others, understand the world. It's been so, so, so beautiful. Know it or not says many people don't realize that anything is possible. Absolutely, folks. Anything is possible. And I think that's where we have to really start. We don't believe it. I think when you see too many examples, again, of sadness and harm in the world and hate, and depending on what your feed is showing you, why would you feel hopeful? Why would you feel positive? But I need you to know that you can change that by being intentional with the way you use the internet. Wayne Dyer, oh God, you're quoting my brother. Wayne Dyer was the first thought leader that I was kind of introduced to that started me on my journey. So, know it or not says Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. What a beautiful way to end this live stream. Can I just tell you, know it or not, that that Wayne Dyer quote has been sitting on my wall for like almost 10 years until I recently changed it. I had put a picture of the book. I wrote like a little guide and I changed that quote to my guide. And that quote was on my wall for almost a decade, a Wayne Dyer quote. When you change the way you look at things, folks, the things you look at change. And I promise you, it's 100% true. You can look at what's coming at you as, why does this happen to me? I always get the hard stuff. Things never work out. Or you can say, hey, I know that once I solve this, I'm going to be even stronger and better than before. And I'm going to have stories to tell and things that I can share with others. And getting through something is actually the biggest reward. And we all are capable of that. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love this. Folks, thank you for an incredible live stream. This is for you. I'm glad you're here. Um, Lauren gave me a great idea. We are going to post the book. And wait, there was another idea. We're gonna post the money. Anybody that wants to post pictures of their money so we can see all the different countries and currency, we can post it in that community. I'm gonna post the book that really transformed my life about money and knowing that when good people make more money, they do more good. There's nothing wrong with desiring wealth. And then there was something else that you said to post, and I just wrote post and I didn't finish it. If you think of it, please do let me know. I'm so grateful for this community. I wish you an incredible weekend, and I look forward to the next live stream. Thank you.